Hello guys, can everybody hear me? Hello? Sujit?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. All right, so just let's start the lecture. Today we are continuing learning about information technology, information security systems. So let's today we'll discuss the need for security. Why we need information security. Last week we looked at the basics, and I asked you to do something in relation to what is the meaning of information security. What was the tutorial task that I give you? Everybody submitted the tutorial task? Hi. I think there were, if you see my screen, there were 57 students, and the tutorial task that was given was only submitted by 34 people. So if all the remaining people were not attending the class, that's fine. But if they have attended the class, the way in which the attendance is going to be marked is by looking at how many people have submitted. So then I'm going to look at who made the submission, and then I will give attendance for those people who made the submission. Am I being clear? Hello? This is for the tutorial class. For the tutorial class, if you have not made the submission, that means you haven't done anything, which means you should not get attendance. So that is the simple logic that we are using. So if I ask you to do a submission for any tutorial, and you are required to do that for every tutorial class, whether you are taking my class or Gangson's class, it doesn't matter. So you are required to do the work that is asked of you in the lecture. After the lecture, the tutorial class, the videos or the links that you are required to follow for the tutorial, they will be given to you, and you need to do a review of it, and you need to present what you have learned during that week from the lecture, or from the content or the links that we shared. Is that clear for everybody? Is that clear, guys? Alina, Bidur. Hey, you guys, how many of you have already submitted the assignment 1?
The tutorial or the assignment?
Assignment.
The tutorial, yes. There is no.
Yeah, already
assignment.
submitted, sir.
Yeah.
Already submitted.
That's very good. So people who have submitted, very good for you. And I am going to give attendance for those people. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give another opportunity for those people who have not submitted.
So right? I've not submitted. It's me, Alina.
Oh, you have not submitted?
Yeah, last lecture I didn't attend. I was absent. That's why, sir.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you an extension
Okay.
just for this time, but usually the extensions are primarily fixed. So I think the due date is July 15th. I think it is. I'm going to make it. This is for assignment 1. So I'm going to give you one more day. So if you can do it by tomorrow, that should be good.
Yeah,
So
sure.
it should be done by tomorrow. So this is for everybody, and I'm gonna do the same thing for today's lecture, today's class as well. Today's tutorial. If you look at today's tutorial, the submission link. Okay, so I'm gonna give the extension for today's submission link for until today. Mm, mm. Okay, so let's worry about that in the class. Okay, let's start with the lecture now. All right. Okay, today we'll learn about the need for security. Okay. William Shakespeare once said, our bad neighbors makes us early stirrers, which is both healthful and good husbandry. That means like, so people like, if you, the only way in which you can, the reason, the motivation for you to educate yourself is because there is threat around you. So it is like a defense mechanism. So the reason that you need security is that there is a lot of people who are willing to illegally or unethically access your personal information or your data, or hack into your system, or send you phishing emails. So all of this is something that we are going to discuss today, and we're going to look at different kinds of threats, and I want you to pay very close attention to different kinds of threats. So today's class, we will be you will be looking at different kinds of attacks, and you will be writing a small report in the tutorial class based on what you have learned. So please pay attention today. So how many of you know anything about a cyber attack? What is the meaning of a cyber attack? Can somebody tell me? What is the meaning of a cyber attack? What is the meaning of it?
And getting all the information, the data from the official sites or any sites of any country.
Well, accessing information from an official site, is that all a cyber attack does? What is when people talk about security breach, what do they usually mean? Or what is hacking? Can
Stealing data.
Stealing data. Okay. Stealing data, okay, so it's not just only stealing data. Data is a big part of information that is stored on the servers. That's correct, but it's not always the data that is useful. It is more than that. What is that? What is the biggest motivation to hack into like a military server or something like that? Why would a criminal hack into a server?
To steal confidential data and information.
Yeah, again, you're saying the same thing, data. Yeah, data is important, no doubt. Okay, no doubt about that. You are right. But
the confidential, things is
Yeah, it is not data. It is like you can you not only have, when you have access to a website, you can modify the content of it.
To make an unauthorized access to the
Mm,
network?
yes, unauthorized access. Like you can pretend to be somebody else. For example, if I hack into the military of US, then probably I can pretend to be Donald Trump, who gave an order, executive order, to initiate a bomb blast on a particular country. You know, so that could be the threat. That is why cybersecurity is huge. So it is, cybersecurity is, can happen from different locations. Now there is a website got threat secret. Okay, the one that you're seeing on the screen, right? That will show you how many attacks have happened today, right now. How many are going on right now? It will tell you. So if you are interested, we will do this we will do it in the tutorial class. Threat secret, go there and find out how many breaches are happening right now as you're speaking, as we're talking. It's a very good website, and it will give you up to date the countries and where, for example, at that particular time there were cyber attacks going on in India, as you can see here. And there were attacks from Japan to India. There were attacks from different European countries to India. There were attacks from one part of US to another part of US, from US to Canada. There were cyber attacks in Brazil. So cyber attacks are everywhere. Okay. So what is the role? What is your purpose as a student of this course? I mean, of course, you want to pass. That's the primary purpose. But that's not the fundamental purpose. The fundamental purpose is to ensure, to develop knowledge that you can ensure the systems and their contents remain the same. The same means the access is applied to the same person. The data is not modified. Data is not accessed by anybody illegal. So that is called information security. So that is what we will learn in this course. So the organizations must understand environment in which the systems operate. This is the fundamental for to see when you are a small business, you operate in a smaller space. And you probably don't need that much of information security, probably because nobody would like to steal your information. You are a small company. Why would anybody hack into your system? You know, it's already like only less than 500 people, small business enterprise. So but if you are a major company, so the threats are huge. So you need to look at the potential problems that are going to come, and you develop security systems in place. We will learn about developing security systems from week 8 to week 11. So it is about development of security systems. But today I'm just going to introduce you to different threats and why is it that we really need information security. Okay, so any business must protect its needs first. The information security has several key functions. The first one of them is to protect the ability of a company to function as it is doing right now. That means it should be functional. A website should be operational. A company, what happens if a company's website, like let us say Facebook, was breached? What happens? What are the consequences of that? Can anybody tell me? What is the fundamental issue with that? What is the biggest loss? Facebook employs like 50,000 employees throughout the world, let's say. And Facebook server was hacked. What happens?
We lose our personal data.
They lose our personal
Data.
Okay, so yeah, correct, yes. Okay, but that's not the primary thing. What is the biggest loss that Facebook would complain about? Please don't say data again. Yes, data is correct. Yes.
Trust.
Huh?
They'll be
Trust
concerned
of
about
user.
security.
Why? Why would they be concerned about security? What would
They
happen?
lose their reputation.
Yeah, but no, please speak in terms of technology. What would be the loss as far as why would Facebook be concerned? Yeah, reputation is also correct. There's no doubt. Yeah. If your information security is so weak that it can be breached, obviously, yeah. So people will put question marks on it.
Integrity, availability.
Huh?
Confidentiality, integrity, and availability.
Yeah, yeah. So confidentiality. What is the meaning of confidentiality? Why would the biggest loss, like let us say Facebook would be complaining if the servers were hacked, that is a loss of productive work.
All the
For
data they have saved from the others and the things will be leaked out, and the availability means they cannot perform the things what the customers want, like we are opening the Facebooks and we cannot open Facebook. That is the availability.
yeah, so people would lose faith in it. People would be really disappointed to see that their accounts were breached, and so basically the the function of the company was hampered, right? So the goal of a business is primarily to ensure the safe operation of a company, to protect the data and to safeguard the technology assets. What are the primary tech, what are, when you talk about technology assets, what do you think are the technology assets? What kind of technology assets does a company have usually? Tech giant like Google or Amazon. So what kind of technology assets are they talking about?
Databases?
Yes, databases where they store heaps of information, servers, servers that store this monumental amount of data, huge security, huge space where the data is stored. If they are breached, then they can be wiped out, right? Or they can be leaked out. That would be a risk. So this is called technology assets. Okay. So as a business, you are required to ensure the security of your information systems. So that is the primary function. Okay. So one more thing, it is not the systems that are vulnerable. Okay. As most of the people, when you are using computer language, when you are writing a paper, you always say computer systems are vulnerable, right? No, the systems are not vulnerable. The people who depend on it are vulnerable. The system is a machine, right? It understands no pain. It follows the instructions as it is given. So it is the people who feel the pain. It's the people who might lose their job. It's the people who might lose their business, right? It's a threat to a national security if it is a breach of a military server, right? So you need to understand that when you are writing a technical paper, it's very common for you to say the computer system that I'm using is very vulnerable to attack from, to a cyber attack. But that is not the truth. Usually the people, the organizations that depend on these systems, they are the ones who are vulnerable. Okay. Okay, so now let's look at the threats, right? So let's categorize each of the different threats and let's give some examples. So the first one, let's talk about the compromises of intellectual property. Okay, so this is basically piracy or copyright infringement. How many of you have ever done piracy? Have you ever done piracy? You have never done piracy? You can be honest. I mean, I'm not going to judge you here.
Always.
Yeah, you have always done piracy. So because it seems like it is a victimless crime, right? People always do piracy because they think that, oh, there is nobody who is suffering because of my action. But that is not really true. People, business, I mean, like if you are downloading a piece of music illegally, or if you are downloading something from a BitTorrent. So basically what you are doing is gaining access to information that should not have been transmitted to you. So that's why, like, so I mean, if you look at the encryptions, right? What is the, why would a Bitcoin, why would a BitTorrent be, it's very difficult to trace the origin of where you got the file from. Let us say from BitTorrent, you went to BitTorrent and you downloaded a movie, right? If you want to go and watch the movie, if it is not available on Netflix, it might cost you about $5 to $10, depending on where you live, right? So that is a loss of revenue for that movie, right? If you want to see Mission Impossible 7, right? Mission Impossible 4, MI4, Tom Cruise latest movie. So let us say if that is not available on Netflix or Amazon Prime. So if it is available on Netflix or Amazon Prime, obviously you are paying for it through the Netflix fee. And the Netflix obviously pays the producer of of the movie. So that is a legal, valid, and ethical transaction. But if you are accessing some information via BitTorrent, what is the difference? Why wouldn't the producer go after your download? Why wouldn't he say, hey, Mr. XYZ, you are downloading this illegally? Why would he come and tell you that? Can't he trace that?
I believe yeah, some of them are traced in Australia because one of my friend has got a message from his internet provider that he is downloading Warner Bros. Movie illegally, and it was the first warning. And if it is it is same in the next time, they will be fining him.
Yes, yes. So basically, there are security systems in place. Earlier, the cost of accessing such technology was very high, right? If you are a resident in, let us say, a poor country like Ghana, Uganda, and you have decent access to internet, like it is very hard to come to you and trace you and find out. But now there is good censorship, right? The activities that happen over the internet are easily monitored nowadays, and the service providers are taking responsibility to make sure that content, the breaches are not happening, the privacy issues are not breached, right? So it is very important, like especially when you are living in a developed country, be extremely careful. It is, you are always being tracked and monitored by your service provider. If Vodafone, or I don't know, I'm using Vodafone, like I am aware that Vodafone tracks what I download, which websites that I'm going to. So I am aware of that, and I will make sure that I don't violate any copyright infringements. Okay. The other attack that we're going to talk about today is a software attack. A software attack can be, we'll talk about different kinds of viruses or worms or DDoS attacks. What is a DOS attack? How many of you have heard of distributed denial of service? DDoS, have anybody have
Yes, yes,
DDoS attack? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
yes, did I say that?
What does it mean?
It is like
hacking into server using different bots.
Different boats?
Yeah, denial. I mean DDoS.
DDoS. Yeah. What
Yeah.
does? Yeah. Yeah. What is? How does that work? Do you know?
Like someone can hack into other system using bot and they itself function.
Yeah, not correct, but okay, I will cover that today. Okay. So it is only partially correct, but you don't know the whole concept. I will explain that concept today. So then we are also looking at espionages and trespasses. So whenever you're looking at espionage or a trespass, obviously you need password securities to be hacked, security passwords to be hacked, or system security to be hacked, or biosecurity to be hacked. If you watch Tom Cruise's movies, Mission Impossible 1, you see how in the movies they use fingerprints to mimic another person, right? You cut away the thumbprint of another person and then you put it on your own finger and you put it there. So basically that is a trespass. That is information trespass. So in other words, you are actually becoming smarter than the machine. And because of this reason, there are biosecurity measures in there are biosecurity measures at airports as well nowadays, because people are creating these fake passports left, right, and center. Right? What are the biosecurity or trespassing measures that, for example, an airline or an airport is doing? Is there any biosecurity measure that airport does when you go and scan your passport?
Yes, I think they take face pictures and then eye retina scan as well.
Yes, they check they put something in, they scan your eyes. Eyes are very hard to mimic. It is almost impossible, if you are another person, to have the exact same eye structure, like the pupils, the dilation, everything. So it will scan and it will uniquely identify you. So that's why face recognition, face scanning, and eye scanning, as you said, they are all becoming a part of biosecurity measures, and we're going to see this more and more in future. And what about your iPhone? Right, you're using iPhone. Is iPhone using any biosecurity or safeguard against a trespass?
Fingerprints.
Yeah,
Face
it uses fingerprint. And let us say if you want to transfer money to your friend.
and it has a face detector as well. To open it, we need to open it by a face detector.
Yes, what other biosecurity measures are there for your iPhone?
If we want to send money to someone, then it will need the fingerprints or face to just as
Yeah,
a password. And
fingerprints and face, correct, but there is another thing as well that is unique. What is
voice
that?
recognition. Voice
Yes,
recognition.
voice recognition. Like whenever I want to send money to my wife or any other person, if I'm sending anything more than $5,000, it will always ask me, "Can you please repeat this phrase?" And then
Yeah.
if I am the one who says it, it recognizes the frequencies and the amplitudes of how I say my words, and it will say, "Yes, this is the right. This is not a trespass."
That
Yeah.
phrase is the voice identifies my identity, I think.
In Australia, my voice identifies me.
Yeah.
So that is the phrase. I know that, like, yeah, because I send. So that is called shield against a trespass or an espionage, right? So biosecurity is something. If you are interested in information security, biosecurity would be something of very interesting field. If you are into forensics, if you watch mystery, do you have the Do any of you are interested in mysteries or thrillers? Like what kind of TV shows do you watch? Anything related to forensics or anything related to criminal investigation? Does anybody have a record of doing that?
Border security.
Yeah, is that a TV show?
Yeah, it is. It is.
It is. Is it in Australia? It is on
Yep.
Netflix
Yeah.
or
It's
yeah, okay.
No,
I
it's
hope.
in Delhi. Not Delhi. Once in a week.
Yeah. Okay. So that's good. But there are a lot of biosecurity things that I mean, there are a lot of TV shows that talk about forensic investigation and Z files or something like that. So there are a few few TV shows that can pique your interest, right, on the biosecurity. If that is something that generates interest, biosecurity is a very hot field today. So you can find a good lucrative employment, like if you want to, like, develop a fingerprint recognition or any other kind of biosecurity measure. Yeah. So, and the other threats to information security includes the forces of nature, right? Like, these are not some things that you can protect through intelligence, but you can only protect against this through diligence, right? For example, if something like if a flood has to happen, right? So it can wash away anything except my big server, right? I want to safeguard my my hard drive in the event of a flood or an earthquake, or whenever if a lightning strikes. How can I safeguard my information that is stored away in the laptop? So this is called this is also physical security. We call it physical security. It's not intellectual information security. It's a physical security. You need to safeguard against it. And the other thing that is very hard to stop usually is the act of vengeance, right? If you have an employee who is fired, right, and he wants to take revenge, he knows something about the company, then that could be a revenge. Or the other thing is, some employees are plainly stupid, so they don't understand the information security, they don't attend the security sessions, and they may be causing errors and they may cause failure. Okay, some things may be unintentional or some things may be intentional also, and that's why training is very critical. Okay, all right, so far I think you guys are following. So the other reasons are the deliberate acts of theft, when you are trying to steal information by pretending to be an employee of a company. You can also extort information from by blackmail. So that is also, yeah. So but these are all like these are not actually access to information. These are all information security. There are like physical security, but you all are you must be aware of this. So the loss of access to information systems or a disk failure, this can also happen, right? If you don't have a proper backup, if you don't back up your data like on a daily basis or a weekly basis, then you are under a huge risk. And so the controls must also be in place. So when you talk about controls, you're talking about firewall based security. What is a firewall? Do you know what a firewall is? What is a firewall? How many of you heard of a firewall? You have never heard of a firewall?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is
The
a
moment is
firewall?
incoming and ongoing traffic, sir, from the network or server.
Yes, very good. Perfect. Perfect. Who is that? Who is very smart? Very smart answer. So are you using Google to answer my question, or are you really smart?
The
Ricky, right?
firewall is the basic firewall. Every network have a firewall which monitors the traffic and
Yeah.
attacks as well.
Yeah. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Noreen, right? Noreen. Noreen.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Very,
sir.
very good one, Noreen. Yeah. Yeah. Very nice. Okay. Good. So that's the base. We will learn. We will have one full chapter dedicated to firewalls. Like chapter 6 will be completely dedicated to firewalls. Anyway, so technical hardware failures are also a part. So sometimes the servers can crash, they can have errors, they can be, I mean, if some water falls on it, the server can like get damaged very easily. So it needs to be in like high moisture, no drinks kind of place. Whenever if you go to a server room in a huge office, you see how secure they are. Like, they will make sure that nothing is damaged. So technical failures like bugs. How many of you people talk about bugs? What is the meaning of a bug? Bugs and
Error.
problems.
A problem has created, some problem has created, like issue has
Yeah, a bug
developed.
Error.
is like when you're talking about debugging, when you write an algorithm or a code, there can be a problem that it is like, it is generating a loop, and it is it is causing some information problem. It is not gathering and storing the information in the right way, or so it is not requesting the information that is read, whatever. Like that can be a problem with basic algorithms or coding. And the other issues are technological obsolescence. What is obsolescence? What's the meaning of technological obsolescence?
It's like legacy systems,
Huh?
outdated technology,
Object, what?
Old technology.
outdated technology.
Outdated, yes, outdated, yes. So whenever you are using, like, using a technology today, it may be, unless you update it, it will become extinct. For example, 5 years ago, I never heard of an iPhone. Today, I'm using an iPhone, right? I have been gradually updating along with technology, because the phones that you see in the Nokia phones in 2003 2005, let us say, I remember using those Nokia phones where there are like, it can do nothing but call and receive voice message. You cannot even text using that phone, right? Text messaging was also new in 2003. You can't do texting. Maybe you can, I don't know. Yeah, you can only do voicemails. And yeah, somebody has to answer your call if you. So basically that's called technological obsolescence. So you need to keep updating. So these are all threats to information technology. Okay, so um, the ownership of ideas and control over the tangible or virtual representation of those ideas, that is an intellectual property. Basically using other person's intellectual property may involve jail time. If you are using intellectual property of other people, it is illegal, and it could lead to danger. So you should be able to give credit, right? You talk about, if you are a student of KY, people talk about plagiarism, right? So it's just like plagiarism. So accessing other people's data without acknowledging them, it's called plagiarism. In the academic world, we call it plagiarism. When in entertainment world, we call it piracy. They are basically the same. You are stealing other people's content without acknowledging their effort. So basically, that's how I want you to think of intellectual property. Whenever you are presenting something, ask yourself, is this my own information? or is this my own, or am I using somebody else's? Am I giving credit for that person because I'm using the work that he has done? He might have done quite a lot of work to put in the hard work to create that paper or something, and now you're just accessing that information. So the intellectual property will also look at also means the trade secrets, right? Copyrights, trademarks, and patents. I think all of this is very clear. We have been covering all this. What is a patent? Can you give me an example of a patent? Patent. Have you heard of a patent? Patent rights?
No.
In technological or academic world, like a patent means something, some algorithm that you have discovered, or some code that you have generated, or some idea, or some prototype that you have designed. For example, let us say you design something that can access that can quickly go through all your folders and gather the important information and put it in a small folder, right? That can be a software, right? Or that can be a technology that you have worked on, right, while working in a company, or working in an R&D department in an academic institution. So that you will own that intellectual property. Of course, if you are working for a university, the university will own it because you are working for the university, and obviously that's called a patent. The universities and the academic sector, they collect a lot of patents on different sectors of information technology. They can actually sell this to technology companies, technology giants, because they will actually use them. Okay, so a lot of that is also creation of intellectual content and patents that could actually give. All right, let's talk about the watchdog agencies. All right, like if you do some cyber crime, can you get away with it? Is it possible for you to get away with it?
Maybe.
It is possible, definitely. It is possible. Like even in advanced countries like Australia, it is possible to get away with a cyber crime. But there are some watchdogs. So especially in SIIA, Software Information Industry Association, it's a conglomeration of different organizations, where it's an association that keeps an eye on what kind of activities, and and then for all the business softwares, right? Business Software Alliance is primarily taking care of that. For example, if someone is illegally using Microsoft 365, right? Someone is illegally downloading MS Office. Someone is accessing Windows that they did not pay for. Windows, Windows 2010, like operating system can be stored on a drive, and like you can go to a local pawn shop and that guy will actually put it on your computer, right? You can update the operating system without paying anything. So all this can be traced. So if you are using illegal software, I would say please don't do that. It is extremely risky. You are not in India, you are in Australia. The access to the information may be really high, and the security systems are extremely strong nowadays. So please be extremely careful. And I would recommend don't do don't download business softwares illegally, like Tableau or Power BI. All these like I know you can find these business softwares on BitTorrent, but if you download and keep using them, then you can be traced back. So yeah, you don't know how big the technology security people are nowadays. They are very smart. They keep track of your moves, and stop downloading illegal music, stop downloading illegal movies. So make sure that you are be aware that your actions are monitored. Okay,
You
especially
can always say that this for educational purpose.
what
You can always say that it's for educational purpose.
what can I say that?
I mean, like if you download an illegal software.
Yeah, if you, yeah, but you can say that it is for an educational purpose. For example, okay, let me tell you my personal experience. I'm using Tableau. Okay, Tableau is there is a free version called Tableau Public. So Tableau Public is something that I can use. But if I want to download Tableau onto my desktop, I have to. It is free only for 14 days. Okay, what I do is I did was when I was learning Tableau, I downloaded the free version, learned it in 14 days, and then my company, like, I mean, I'm working for a university, and the university gave me a licensed version. So when you are learning, you can use the trial versions that are there. If you look at PyCharm or Python, like, how many of you heard of Python? Python has an interpreter, right? Like a Jupyter Notebook or a PyCharm. So there are community versions that are free that can be used for educational purpose, and you can use them for educational purpose, and they are free. But if you are using for business purpose,
So what if we download it from deep web?
uh, Deep Blue.
Deep web, like we can
Deep,
download it from that.
yeah, but always check. I'm not 100% sure how to answer that question, because there are still copyright infringements when you are accessing information from the deep
Your
web.
IP address is always tracked. So
Yeah. So there is no way in which you can hide your IP address. You know, to hide your IP address, you need a VPN, a virtual private network. And you don't have virtual private network because you don't pay $20 a month or $20 a year to a VPN. A VPN hides your information, hides the source of the information. Right? If you're requesting access to a particular network or downloading something, you have a VPN, right? You can hide your identity. But the only issue with that is it may be possible for your service provider, like let us say you are using Vodafone service, the Vodafone service can actually still track, still see where the packets are coming from. So in reality, a VPN, like when you are accessing information externally, let us say, okay, so I'll tell you an example of where I use a VPN. Okay, I play online gaming. I do online gaming, but online gaming is illegal in Australia. But I used to have an online gaming account when I was in US. I'm still using the same account, and I'm using a VPN to access my account. So that is how a VPN is useful. But the local service provider, the Vodafone, he clearly knows that I'm using online gaming. So you need to understand the risks and rewards of this, because even if even if they find out, that is not a huge thing, because it is not it is a VPN is going to give you the security that you are that is required of you. So anyway, so let's move on.
just
Yeah.
one question. If the VPN is hiding us, then it should be illegal, isn't it?
No, VPNs are legal. VPNs are primarily for the purpose of accessing sensitive information. When you want to, let us say you are looking at birth control, right? Let us say You are a woman and you are pregnant, you're looking at birth control pills, and you are looking at a website. And if you're not using a VPN, like, the Amazon will know that you are like who is looking for it. So sometimes it is necessary to have some level of security for that. So you don't want the world to know that you're pregnant, right? It is a sensitive issue. You're not sure whether to keep the baby or abort the baby. You are in a difficult situation, let's say, hypothetical situation. So obviously you don't want you don't want to keep that information a little bit secure. So what do? You can use a VPN. So you can access information through you can send a request to send a packet to the server and use a VPN. Okay. So one thing, the most common breach is piracy. I know that I can assure you that every single one of you have done piracy. And I'm telling you, please stop it. In Australia, right, we are the government is taking a lot of steps to increase the privacy, and there is going to be a huge backlash if you are doing this. Especially if you are a student, they can actually send you home. They say that you are doing illegal things. It will be a really bad black mark. Okay, don't do that. So who is vulnerable for this? Everybody is vulnerable. Okay, now I'm going to take attendance, and after that I'm going to go further into I hope you are enjoying the lecture.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I'm trying to give you as many practical examples as possible so it makes sense for you. So let me call out your name, and so there are 52 students. Okay, all right. So everybody, how many students are there? Wow, everybody's here. Okay, so let's see. Sanjay. Sanjay.
Present, sir.
Okay, so all right. So where are we? Ashik.
Yes, sir.
Syed.
Present, sir.
Jayant. Jayant Reddy. Anushka. If your mic is by any chance not working, please type it here so I can but please try and answer. I cannot look everywhere. So Anushka, are you here?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so please say yes. Hassan.
Present.
Ferdos. Mau Farhana Ferdos.
Present.
Prahar.
Yes, sir.
Gurveer.
Yes, sir.
Sinareen. Giri Deepa.
Yes, sir.
Bikram. Baishal Bikram.
Present, sir.
Okay. Alina, I see Alina. Prajapati. Subesh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Kriti.
Yes, sir.
Bidur.
Yes, sir, I am here.
Nakwi, Syed Salma, Prashar, Parashar, Ranjit,
Yes, sir.
Ajay, Ajay. Ajay is not here. Nauman, 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 Dipanjana.
Yes, sir. Present.
Who?
Yes, sir. Present.
Safi or no? Who? Dipanjana. Who said yes? Safi?
No,
Safi?
sir. Ajay, sir. 21.
Ajay. Okay. All
Thank you,
right.
sir.
So okay. So can you see the board? Can you see the board here? Can you
Yes,
see my
sir.
screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if I'm marking you wrong, just please let me know. Okay. Binod,
Yes, sir. Present.
Bijay,
Yes, sir. Present.
Milan,
Present, sir.
Sujit,
Yes, sir.
Ritika.
Sir, I want to ask you one
What?
question. What about previous attendance, sir?
Previous. Sujit, did you come previous class?
I enroll in the same date, but I cannot attend the class in the
Okay. So Sujit, I'm giving you attendance for the previous class as well. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So Samita,
Present, sir.
Sadikya,
Present.
Arjun,
Yes, sir.
Sadiksha, this is your first class.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Prudvi,
Yes, sir.
Nirpesh, Rosina,
Present, sir.
Roshan,
Yes, sir.
Prashant,
Present.
Rahman, Akram, Muhammad Ramzan, Okay, so Salman Khan, were you present last class, Salman Khan? Okay, guys, I'm muting everybody so that okay, so let me finish this. Neeraj,
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Sujata,
Present, sir. Present.
Norman,
Yes, sir. Present.
Imran,
Yes, sir.
Polycap,
Present, sir.
Sanjog,
Present, sir.
Zohaib, Santosh,
Yes, sir.
Santosh,
Sir, was in the last class.
who? Zohaib?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay. Okay, Nikita, Sofin,
Present, sir.
Fatima, Husna Fatima, Pujan, Farid,
Present.
Amita,
Present, sir.
Banu,
Present, sir.
Umulwara,
Present, sir.
Roshan,
Present, sir.
Farooq. Okay, so there were a few people missing. I just want to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, 7 people are missing. So only 6 people should be missing. So because there are 50 students, so okay, 7 students are absent. All right, that's fine. That makes
Excuse
sense.
me, sir. This is Safin Oman.
Safi Noman, you are present?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And yeah, so the other people who are missing are Rahman. Zakaur Rahman, are you here? Okay, he's not present today. And Sanjog, is this your first class?
I just enrolled the last week.
You enrolled the last week. Okay, so I'm going to give you attendance for the last week because you enrolled late.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, Husna Fatima, you are missing. You came last week. Hello, Husna. Pujan. Pujan also, he was missing. Okay. Bahanu, why are you not here? Bhanu, Shahi Banu, were you here last class? Farooq? Okay, so all right, there are a few people missing. That's good.
Susan.
Farooq is present?
Susan is present.
Who, Farooq, I don't see you here. Farooq is present or? Rashid Farooq. Yeah, I don't see. I don't see Farooq. Are you here, Farooq? Okay, I don't see. Jayant Reddy. Okay, anybody did not Jayant Reddy, you are here.
Yeah, this is my first class, sir. Good morning.
Okay, fine. All right. So okay, I think I give attendance to all the people who are present. So except Zakaur Rahman and Ramzan and Husna Fatima and Pujan and Farooq. Okay. All right. So let's move on.
Sir, one thing. This is Razi. Sir, I'm at number 6.
Number 6. Okay.
Sir, I just enrolled last week. So in that case, for the first class, am I going to be getting the?
Okay. So okay, I'll give you present for the last class. Okay. So if you are enrolling late, that's fine. I don't want to spend like half an hour verifying it. So Kasi Reddy, Jayant, what about your situation? Why were you late? Hello? Jayant?
Sir, number 8, I also enrolled the same week, same day.
Okay, so yeah, that's why it was blue. Okay. All right, so that's fine. And yeah,
Sir,
the blue means that you enrolled late. That's the thing. Prashant? Prashant?
Yes, sir.
Did you enroll late?
Yep, I enrolled late.
Okay. So
Thank you.
yeah, it tells you the red means absent, the blue means late enrollment. Roshan, what about you? Is it the same situation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. Because it will be the first 3 weeks, it will give you blue if you are enrolling late. Farooq, you are also, you enrolled late, but you did not come to the class.
Sir, Susan present, sir.
What?
Susan.
Pujan.
It's in the last.
Number?
51, sir.
51, okay. All right, so that's good, guys. So let's move on.
Sir, number 12, can you please change it to green?
Number 12, okay. All right, so that's good. Hopefully we are done. So don't worry. See, guys, when it comes to lecture class, I'm going to take attendance at any point in the class. So my objective is for all of you to come and participate in the lecture, right? So when I am actually delivering a lecture, I actually see who is speaking here. Like on the right hand side, if you are speaking, right? Can you see this on my screen on the right hand side? Can you see the students here?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So sometimes this window is not visible. So I can, if you are speaking, I can see, okay, Jayant Reddy is speaking or Muhammad Farid Uddin is speaking. So I know who is speaking and who is active in the class. So it is always good to, if I know your name, that means you are doing very good. So make yourself heard. right? Even when I'm looking at your evaluation or your or your thing, then I'll say, okay, he's one of the active students in the class. So that will give me good impression when I'm about to grade that paper. So if you are active and you are speaking and participating in the lecture, you will get good credit. That there is no grade for it, but imagine that the grade is hidden for that. Like, so if you are participating in the lecture and you are being active and you're attending the class, then there will be a soft corner for you. And let's say you made some huge mistake in submission or something, then I may say, okay, so he's working very hard, he's coming to the lecture, he's trying to learn. I may give you some some credit for that. But if you are missing all the classes, then it may not give you a good impression for me to to give you that extra 1 or 2 points. And sometimes you fall into 69 or 68, so it might give you an incentive for me. If you are a very good student, let's say, maybe I can add half a point or a 1 point to see you can get to that 70 point and get like a B grade or C grade. So basically what I am trying to tell you is this: the class participation is also critical. It can help you. Okay. Moreover, it's a good learning experience, and you have good incentive grade wise also to make a participation heard. Make sure that your voice is heard. Make sure you share your opinions, and it will be fun actually. People who, like, I remember, for example, Ricky, for example, was very active. Yeah, today, for example, a few students were very active, and so that I remember those names. I remember the people who were active in the class. All right, so let's move on. Let's continue our lecture. All right, so now let's move on to different kinds of malware that we can be exposed to. Malware can be coming in any form, like it can be a computer virus or a spyware or an adware. So let me go through what is a virus. Let me start with asking a simple question. In real world, like, you talk about coronavirus, right? What is a virus and how does it function? So this is the kind of question that you guys can answer, because it is a fundamental question. It's not, you don't need a lot of intelligence to answer a question like this. So what is a
Something
virus?
that keeps multiplying.
It keeps something that keeps multiplying. Very good. Something that keeps growing, right? And how does a computer virus attach itself? Like, how does it work?
So it is actually self-programmed and it will, I mean, it's already programmed to be like self automatically work. And
yeah, it is the only thing the virus is going to do is to replicate itself, right? That's called replicating software. All right. Very good. What is an adware or a spyware? What is an adware?
showing advertisement everywhere.
That comes to the advertisement, like in the
Yeah. What I mean, why do you call it an adware? Like,
while
The
are using the
unwanted
browser,
ads.
there comes some advertisement and the something. When we click that may be the virus. It is,
yeah, that may be a virus, right?
yes, in the
Yeah, yeah.
form of that, the virus in like the adware comes like that.
Yes, correct. That is absolutely right. Like, a lot of times you have very good, very attractive advertisements that say like 99% off, get a free iPhone, get a free something, and people click on it, right? So that's called an adware. So basically, a spyware is also similar. It makes you, if you click on it, then obviously it will gather your information. What is a Trojan horse?
Trojan is like
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 sticking
I have
something to
seen
the other thing, like an app.
that
Like,
came in your computer and sit settle in the computer, and when it gets chance, then it attack to our computer.
Oh, yeah. Do you know why it is called Trojan horse?
Because
Like
it like
I have seen a
covers
movie
itself
Trojan.
as
It's
a
like
real app.
movie.
Yeah. If you see the movie, like, okay, I am muting everybody, so people who wants to speak can speak, because there is a lot of noise from all the other computers. I'm gonna mute all. And now if you want to speak, you can like unmute yourself and speak. Okay, so let us talk about a Trojan horse. Like, what is, I mean, how is it, why is it called a Trojan?
Because it comes in our computer and settle, and it settle or sit in our computer, and when it gets a chance, then it attack to our whole computer. It's like
Yeah.
a Trojan. Trojans like a movie Trojan that they can.
Yeah. In the movie Troy, or if you've seen
Yeah.
the Brad Pitt movie Troy.
Yeah, I have seen. So I'm telling about that movie.
Yeah. So Troy, in Troy, what happens is it's like a gift.
Yeah,
Greeks.
it's like a gift, and they give a gift of a big horse, and inside that one there are the soldiers, and when they get the chance, they came outside from that and they attack.
Yeah.
Like that one, similar to that one, the Trojan
Exactly.
works.
Very good, very good. That's exactly right. So now let's look at how each of these can enter into your computer, right? Like, for example, an email attachment. How many of you, right, click on an email attachment?
Everyone
If
is.
something is coming to you via email, like your email browser, right? If you are using Google Chrome, or like, if you have your Gmail account, so it will actually, before you click on it, there is a warning. Don't you see? Right now, before you click on an email attachment, I want you to think two things. Am I expecting this email? Is this email supposed to have an attachment? Number two, is this from somebody I know? Right? If answer to any of these questions is no, don't click on the email attachment. Right? Let us say your professor sends you something, right? Because you know your professor's name, you can click on the email attachment. But a long-term friend, like, you, let us say Ajay, somebody sends you by name Ajay. Hi, how are you? And he says, Ajay, please look at the document that I'm sending you. I don't click on that, because it could be a virus. It could be a malware. And don't do software downloads using BitTorrent. BitTorrent, when you're using illegal software downloads that are not from an authenticated website, there is a huge risk. So, and when you look at especially something that they send you the whole package and also a key with it, right? If you download, like, they will give you a key also. So that key is sometimes the virus. Right? People think that, okay, I want to install some Microsoft Word into my computer. Very good. So they go to BitTorrent site, and that will give you a key also. Sometimes that key is the virus. You click on the key, then it is infected again. So malware, people are very, very smart nowadays. They know how to get into your computer. So be very careful when you are using downloads. Operating system is also extremely vulnerable. So when you are installing a new operating system, go to an authentic source. Don't go and use like old CD of Windows operating system or Mac operating system, and then, like, use it to upload the operating system. It is actually vulnerable. So the other one that we're talking about is a phishing email. How many of you got an email that says, hey, we are this Nigeria scam? How many of you heard of that? an email that tells like you send $1,000 to us, then I'm gonna give you $1,000,000. I'm gonna inherit a fortune. Have you ever got an email like that? No.
No, sir. No.
I've
It
received a
was
mail
pop.
about a lottery. Like you
Yeah,
have
it says
won.
like
Like,
you won a lottery. You just need to pay a little bit of
yeah,
money, and after that you'll get like $1,000,000 or something.
Yes, sir.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean similar. This is called Nigeria scam. So there is a scam about that was very popular. It was the most popular phishing email. So what it does is they basically hide their identity. They use a VPN, and they ask you to send money to a particular bank account. Let me see. Uh, yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that is true, Deepa. Yeah, that's correct. So if your order is ready and you click on that, then yeah, so you don't know, you haven't ordered anything, right? But your order is ready, means you click on it. Then obviously that's it.
But I haven't clicked on the link. But yeah.
So when you click on a link like that, that is basic. No, not clicking a link. Sorry. A phishing email is something that is actually very clever. So it makes you. I recently got an email, right, from a university that was shut down from Saudi Arabia, saying that they are looking for faculty, and they are paying a lot of money for that. So I got this email, and when I went to the website and I checked that website, and they are actually closed down, right? But the email that I received is from an official email. It's a .edu.au.edu. Website email. So usually when you receive an email from .edu, like usually phishing emails will be like Amazon Prime at gmail.com, right? Or Amazon at gmail.com, or like something at yahoo.com, something like that, right? It's not like Amazon.com. It's not like vit.edu.au, or ky.edu.au, right? If you are okay, for example, your instructor is me. I am Madhava, right? So if you receive an email from me saying that madhava.madireddy at koi.edu.au, then it is from the KOI server. So if I am sending an email saying madhava.koi at gmail.com, then you must be really suspicious whether it is really me or not. Do you understand the difference between the two emails? So anybody can create madhavakoi at gmail.com, but nobody can create madhava.madireddy at koi.edu.au, because only KOI can authorize me access to that email. So you need to apply some common sense when you're looking at emails. So whether it is a really phishing email, or whether it is it is coming from a genuine source, and they usually have money involved in it. They say you got a job, or you do this, and you spend like $50 or something to pay as some fee or something, and then after that they will send you the appointment letter, whatever nonsense it is. So basically you must be extremely careful about the phishing data, because phishing emails also gather personal data, because you are required to enter all your credentials. So you share your birthday, share your blah blah blah, share your password to enter into it. enter your birthday, enter your social security number, enter your CRN number, right? Enter your Medicare number, whatever they can ask you, driver's license number. So basically, they can get a lot of information from it.
Even sometimes I got an email like which directed me toward a website which was absolutely similar like the Australia Post website.
Yeah, so yeah, Australia, see, the government of Australia is extremely like a baby when it comes to information security. Our security systems are extremely criticized throughout the world because they are very, very weak. But nobody's hacking into our systems yet. But we are really, really vulnerable. Our systems are not strong enough, right? So that is something that you need to. But Australia is a very small country. We hardly have 30 million people. So it's not really worth it to go and like there's not a lot of incentive for people from US or somebody like to hack into Australian computers. It's not really worth the effort or worth the time. But as we become stronger, as we become more populated, so you need to be careful. Our security is really, really low. Okay, what is phishing is primarily, this is basically a phishing email is primarily either for confidential data or either you can do impersonation. What is impersonation? How can you impersonate somebody? Like if I know your birthday, if I know your password and everything, right? When you are sending information,
Pretending to be someone else.
yeah, pretending to be someone else. So you can harvest the credential login credentials. You can save those logins. Let me check. But lot of spam calls you receive in our daily life. Yeah, we receive a lot of spam calls. Yes. Like for example, they say we are calling from Australian taxation office, right? Has anybody got this email?
Yes, we got the call last day
Yeah.
and saying that just for the tax return you have done something illegal and all. Then when we asked that, okay, it's from a private number, and then when we asked, okay, give us your number and we will go to the police and go to the lawyer and check about this and go to the taxation office as well, then they cut the phone.
Every year it happens after lodging the tax return, every single year.
Yeah. So basically, that means you need to change your phone number.
Okay. So
Because do you know why it happens?
Why?
You are not very secure, right? Whenever somebody asks you for your details, you always give it away.
Yes.
You never hide your personal security. Like the Woolworth, does Woolworths I mean, not Woolworths, like do you shop at a grocery shop? Who am I speaking to? let me Deepa, right?
Deepanjana.
Deepanjana. So do you shop at which grocery shop do you shop at?
Indian shop and then Woolworths, Coles, all the.
Okay. Let's say you shop at Coles, right?
Yeah.
Does Coles have a customer card?
Okay. We have Woolworths card and we gave them our details.
Yeah, Woolworths knows you. Woolworths knows where you live. They can sell this identity to a lot of people who can pay money to Woolworths. They don't safeguard your information. They sell it. So the 10% that you save or like 5%, I don't know, reward points, whatever nonsense that they are giving you, that is not really worth it.
Okay.
So usually you think, oh, I'm getting 10% off. Ooh, yay. Yeah, no, you are an idiot. If you are thinking that information that is really free, you are an idiot.
Okay.
That is not free. That information is shared by a lot of people. Your email, your phone number, everything is shared across third parties, and they call you, they spam you. Look at your inbox. 20,000 emails a day.
Yes.
You get spam. Why? Because you are careless and you share your email like it is nothing. So that's what like they use for phishing emails. The people who get hold of these third parties, they know your email. They send these bulk emails to thousands and thousands of people all at a time because you shared email. So one thing that I suggest you all do is create a new Gmail account, right? And try to hide that identity. See if you can do that. Try to create a new phone number and completely hide it from the rest of the world and only give it to your friends. So if you do that, then you will not have this nonsense. It is because of your stupidity and your laziness that you are facing these problems nowadays. Don't put your number, put your email everywhere on the internet. That's not the way. That's like, you know, it could be life threatening also sometimes.
Even sometimes we go to our accountants for the, the tax return or the lodgement. Even they are part of this scam as well.
Yeah. So don't go. I mean, tax return is something that you guys can do. It's basic common sense. I launched the tax return like yesterday. It's very simple. They ask you very basic questions. You don't need a guy to do your tax returns. You are an educated person. You understand English. You don't share your information, especially tax related information. That gives you income, that tells you where your employee is, where your employer is, how much money you are making. That's very sensitive information.
Sir, I heard that if we pay tax of ours by ourselves, we need to give a receipt of everything.
What?
Like the expenses we show, the expenses we show, we have to give a receipt of everything. We have to send the PDF of all the receipts. And if we go through agent, they don't ask, it seems. Is that so? That government will not ask the all receipts and everything to show the expenses.
Yeah, so usually they create sometimes it is, if it is smaller than $500, they don't ask you for a receipt. So the tax agents usually know this. They take a gamble.
Okay.
So if they ask you and you are unable to provide a receipt, let us say a deduction. Okay. So for example, I have purchased a laptop in the last year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
And the laptop costed me around $600.
Mm-hmm.
Now the tax on the laptop, if I can, okay, let us say I pay 20% tax. So 20% of 600 is how much? $120, right? If I put the laptop as an expense for my work, right? Now I will get $120 extra.
Yes.
Okay. So, but I need to show a receipt.
Yeah.
But since it is a very small amount, the government may not really, they don't have time to go and check each and every person. And that's the loophole that the tax agent is going to use. It is a risky one, right? The government has bigger problems to worry about. It is like the police who is busy trying to find a murderer when you are doing a pickpocket, like, okay, he's a pickpocket, that's no big deal.
Yeah.
So it is still a crime. Okay, so be aware when you are doing expenses, deductions and all, be very careful.
Yeah.
They can ask you, the ATO can ask you, and ATO especially is very strict when it comes to foreign immigrants who haven't established themselves. If you are a citizen, probably like they may just find you. If you are like a student who don't have a strong visa, and it will, like, they say, okay, we don't want you, just go away.
Yeah.
That could happen. Yeah. So be very careful when you're like, you know, doing those kind of stuff. And phishing awareness is very important. Like, you know, like what about this? Is this, how can you tell this is a phishing email?
The email address.
Yeah, first of all, the email address. It's not amazon.com.ca or anything, right? Amazon management at Maison Canada. Maison Canada is not Amazon, right? It looks like Amazon. He used the Amazon picture, Amazon logo, right? But it is not here. And if can you click here? Is it a good idea to click here?
No.
Yeah. So now look at this. Look at this email. You have strong reasons. Dear client. Why does it say dear client?
Because he doesn't know our name or nothing.
They don't know your name. It's a general email sent to millions of people.
Yeah.
You are one of the persons. That's it. So they I mean if nowadays computers are smart to see, like, you know, you can send an email, but you can customize your name also. They can, like, you know, they know your last name, and they say dear Jane or something like that. They can put your last name. So this doesn't mean anything. Even if they put your real name, that doesn't mean anything, right? This one is important, right? This one, yeah, this one, yeah. If it is really saying dear client, never click on it. Even if it is saying dear and your name, you still be suspicious about it, right? And more importantly, if it says click here, never click there, right? If it is from a person that you know, if it is your friend, only then click there. And never email attachments, never click on email attachment. That's bottom line. So if I'm applying for a job, okay, if I'm applying for a job, I put an if I'm applying for a job, I attach the CV. That's an attachment. So, but not a link. Whenever they put a link, that's a danger. Don't never click on it. The other one is password attacks, right? What is the most common password? 1234, right? Then the next common password is ABCD. So the password attacks are very common, right? If somebody is smart, they can easily crack on a password. Let us say
we can do brute force dictionary attacks, sir, by knowing the all of the details of a person, like date of birth and name, and we can make a dictionary of these name and all the things, and we can get attack these
yes,
password.
very good. Yeah,
I have done already these things, dictionary attack, so it
Mhm.
gives the actual password.
Yeah, dictionary attack. What is the difference between a dictionary attack and a brute force attack?
Dictionary attack is the making all of the possibility names and with the data, but making one dictionary and doing through the dictionary, making the dictionary and doing in the putting in the brute force attack. It gives the actual password, that is, and
Yeah,
in the
brute force means keep trying all the different
yes,
combinations. Yeah.
yes, yes, yes.
Dictionary means trying only the words that make meaningful sense.
Yes. So
Yeah.
with the combination of brute force and the dictionary, then it will have, the password attacks. Password will be attacked here. You know.
Yeah, yeah. A good password is something that that makes no
And the,
sense.
yes, and the keylogger. You know, you said that that means the good password. But you know, the people put the password like name 123 something something. That is the easiest password, and they can be find easily also.
Yeah. So basically, so to safeguard your password must be like very very difficult to decode, right? It should not be your first name, it should not be your last name. It should have a lot of characters like underscore, at, and the percentage, whatever, spaces and all these things. So safeguard yourself using dictionary, like protect yourself using the right password, right? How many of you use a very very easy password nowadays? Password same, do you, how many of you use same password for all the accounts? Do you use same password for all the accounts, for Facebook, for Gmail, for this, for that, everything?
No.
Many of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most of you use the same password. Don't fool me. I know.
Yes.
Right? A lot of you, they think it is convenient to use the same password for everywhere. And let me have a password that I can remember my mother's name and my date of birth or something like that. And they just want to keep it simple so that they can remember. That's a very bad strategy.
So that is easiest for the attack also. Yes.
That is subject to both dictionary attack and a brute force attack.
Yes.
So always a good password. I'll tell you a good password. Okay. XML underscore 3 underscore 7 at 9 underscore CPLMN. So that password nobody can guess. It is like if I keep like 16-letter password, it will take one year for the computer to run continuously to guess a password like that. It can never in its lifetime guess a password like that.
But we may forget that easily.
Yeah, you have to write it down, and you have to like there are some softwares that actually can safeguard your passwords, that can remember all your passwords. Look it up. I was taking a course on LinkedIn, and they sent me so there is a like you can use in your iPhone, you can save up your passwords and you can put that in a cloud somewhere. If you forget something, yeah, my wife really has a very good like she stores data on a Google Cloud where she keeps track of all her passwords, and all the passwords are like really complicated. Nobody can guess. So that's a good idea. So make sure that your passwords are safe and secure, right? And they are not guessable. And the other one we're going to talk about DDoS attack. A DDoS attack is something that a lot of computers access the same time, one server, right? ATO website, it crashed on the 1st of July. Do you know why?
Yes, flow of
Everybody
the
wanted
attacker.
their tax returns. Everybody everybody applied. So MyGov website, it crashed when the government says we are going to give a payment because everybody lost their job. So due to coronavirus, that happened in March or something. Yeah. So that's the effect. So you can actually, a DDoS attack is multiple connections accessing the information at the same time, and that disables the security of the system and makes it vulnerable to attack. This is called fake traffic. You create fake traffic. And by the way, MyGov and this one, they were genuine traffic. It was not a DDoS attack. A DDoS attack can be administered, but it will look very similar to what had happened in MyGov on December, or like, yesterday on ATO, I mean, 2 weeks back on ATO. So basically what it does is too many people requesting information at the same time make the system break. That's called a DDoS attack. So basically, so much of information is sent at the same time, so the server cannot handle it. And then once it breaks, then you get information you access information from the server. Okay, this is done by flooding the system with too much at the same time. Okay. The man in the middle attack is very similar concept. Is when like somebody, let us say you are talking to a bank. You are trying to so somebody like a third man in the middle is a person who is impersonating you. He is talking to the bank like it is you because he knows your password, right? And the bank thinks that it is you because you genuinely entered it got your password already. He just listens and access information. He gathers what information is going on between these two things. He pretends like he doesn't exist. You cannot trace him. Whenever you are carrying information through an insecure channel, So a man in the middle can actually access that information, and he can get access that information. So it's called eavesdropping, like somebody is talking and you're listening. That's called man in the middle attack. It can modify the packets, it can modify the information, it can insert new information into the system, and so on. Okay, so be very careful when you are doing transactions, especially financial transactions. Make sure that your passwords are protected, and nobody is hearing your information. Okay, so the other one is drive-by download. So when you are visiting a website, sometimes it gets infected. So when you are going to a website that is not authenticated, right, and that website can actually genuinely, if you are, every time you enter that website, it can actually go into your computer and access certain files. So drive-by downloads, they occur when one computer in a network, right, is infected by visiting a particular scary website, right? Let us say you are working with a team of, let us say you are working for you are working for IBM, and you are an idiot, let's say, and you opened a website like something free is coming up or something like that, and you clicked on it and you try to download something from that website. Let us say you are really stupid to do that. So in that case, then not only your computer, but all the computers in the network will be affected because of your stupidity. Do you understand? So that is a drive-by download. So you are creating a security threat not only to your computer, but everybody inside the system. The other one is malvertising. It's like adware. So it is some ads that you click on that are attractive, right? And when you click on that, it reduces the speed and it gathers your information. Yeah, so that is that, you mean malvertising is extremely common. Is control advertisements. They send you based on your interest. They send you a part of a similar ad that you click on. So it is one of the biggest problems, malvertising, and people are so sensitive to click on, especially the teenagers. They click on malvertising ads so often that it creates an their computers are usually full of virus, right? So what happens is when you click on it, it redirects the traffic to a malware injection, and once that malware is injected into the computer, your computer is hacked. Everything sensitive in your computer is already open now. When you are clicking on a website and you create high quality digital, like if you click on this, right, for example, oh, this looks very nice, let's click on it, then that can cause malware injection. That's called malvertising. Okay, so similarly, a rogue software is also a software that is it's like malware that can be, that purpose of it is only one purpose. It is to damage the computer system, right? It is like they can actually ask you, once you download it, they can ask you to send you credit card details, but they will not charge you anything in the beginning, but they may charge you later. So for the first 14 days it is free. Yeah, so there are some genuine software that you can download for like free for the 14 days from an authentic website. But when you are using rogue software, the rogue security software, this is uh, like people are really concerned about security, right? They use um, what what is the famous security software? Not an antivirus software. Antivirus software is a virus. Sometimes people click on Install this to make your computer safer. People click on that, and that's the rogue software, right? You keep installing stuff like that are not authenticated, that are not purchased from a regular website, then you are prone to these attacks. All right. So similarly, we talked about virus. Virus is nothing but a code that replicates itself. And then worms are similar to, they constantly replicate, but they don't even require any other program to do so. Like they can be done even without the user downloads, right? So worms are similar to virus because that they are programs, they replicate gradually and constantly, as opposed to the virus, right? And the other thing that we all need to be aware of is taking proper training, putting controls in place, and awareness. Basically, this class today is all about awareness. It is making you aware about what is important and how to protect your personal data. So act to destroy an asset, hackers, like all these people, there are a lot of vandalism and theft that is going on, and you got to be extremely careful to protect yourself against cyber terrorism. Okay, so the intended attack can actually harm you in many different ways, not just stealing your data, but they can destroy your asset, they can destroy the image of an organization, they can do anything, they can steal money, anything can be done. Okay, so illegally taking another person's property, that's called either a piracy or a theft. So that is very, very apparent nowadays. So next week we'll talk about legal and ethical issues that are more prevalent. And anybody wants to share some information on what we have learned so far? I guess it was a good learning today, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I hope you learned something, and I really want you to go through and just take like 10 minutes of break. Let's start the other tutorial at 11 o'clock. And then we have some tasks that we are required to do. We are going to do some tasks from we're going to watch some videos, we're going to look at the tasks, and hopefully all of you must submit, and keep looking at the tutorial. Take 10 minutes break. It's like 2 hours continuously we have been stretching, so just take a break. I'll also take a break, calm yourself, and then let's join the tutorial. Okay, any other questions, guys?
No, sir.
Okay, so
No,
all
sir,
right,
all good.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.
Sir, I want to
Yeah,
ask one thing.
yeah, I'll see you in the tutorial class in like 5 minutes
Yeah,
or 10 minutes.
Sir, can I ask you one thing?
Yeah, sure.
Sir, I'm registered for the tutorial for 1 to 3 p.m. Can I join the next one, the 11 a.m. one?
I don't have any objection. You can come. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you, sir.
Do you have the link?
Yes, I do.
The link is available. Yeah, you can come. Yeah, no problem. Anybody wants to come, there is no. And if you couldn't attend my next class, you can always go to Gangson's class also. So we are very close, and we don't mind.
But in that case, sir, how about the attendance?
How about the attendance? Okay, so I don't know. I see it becomes more complicated if you do that. Like so. I don't know. So just I'll just I'll just mention to him that you attended my class then.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So if he doesn't agree, then yeah, if you already made a submission, obviously that means that you have attended the class.
Right.
So
Right.
all right. Okay, guys.
All right. Thank you.
See you in a few minutes. Yeah.